Welcome back. We are going to do the inside of Unit 1855. So, first thing you'll notice is you got this really nice screen door here, and you can slide this over here if you need to open it up from the inside or the outside. But basically, it's to help keep any mosquitoes out. To open this up, you just pull down on the handle, and then you can bring it over here, and you lock it into place. So, let's go on inside here and take a look inside of here. So, first thing you have is you have this nice, they call it a Queen Island bed here. As you can see, it's a nice bed. You can lift up on it a little bit, and there is some storage up under there. There's not a lever to keep it up, so you do have to have someone hold it up while you store linen or whatever you want to keep up under there. And then, if you look up under here, you have a little night light there if you want to use that. And then you have storage all around here where you can store different things. And then you do have a privacy curtain over here. And you've got and the privacy curtain, basically, you would just undo this here and it slides across here and gives you that little bit of privacy there. Also, you have a smoke detector there, and you have your TV antenna over here, and it's fixed antenna, so you don't have to crank anything up or down. And then you do have outlets for power. Then there's a cable TV hookup if there was another cable over here, but another TV over here, but it's not. Okay. You have your sofa. This sofa converts into a sleeper, and the way you do that, basically you just grab the bottom, you pull it towards you, and you lay it flat like a little futon bed. And then you lay your sheets and so forth on top of that, and that makes into another little sleeper for you. And the way you put it back in place, you lift the bottom, you grab the back, and you fit it back down. And this is some really soft, delicate fabric here. So you may want to get something just to lay over it even when you're just sitting on it, because it's really soft and it's delicate, just so you know it won't get scarred or scratched anywhere while you have it out. Also, you have a nice shelf up here for storage, whatever you'd like to have up there when you're parked, of course, because if it's there when you're driving, it'll end up on the floor. Overhead, we've got several things. We've got stereo speakers that are hooked to your stereo there. We've got another smoke detector here. And we also have your air conditioning unit up top here. And the way you turn that on, you just basically turn on so forth, fan, and so forth. And that's how your air conditioning works there. Once again, it's with 30 amps. If you got 15 amps, this is not going to work on 15 amps, okay? Or if you set the temperature too low in the middle of summer and try to get it 65 degrees in here, it's not going to happen. What's going to happen, you're going to end up freezing the coils, and then you're not going to have any cooling at all. So a lot of people tend to do that. They try to get it really cold. This is not like AC units at home, so keep that in mind. Also, down by the door there, on your way out or in, you have a fire extinguisher there. And over here, you have your sink, just like at home, you know, hot and cold water, so forth. And then you have your stove here, your 3-burner stove. This runs off propane. And the way you would turn the stove on, you decide which eye you want to light. You turn to light, and you do the sparkerator. I made that word up, the sparkerator. And you just kind of light the stove like so. And that's how the stove works. Yep, that's how it works, just like that. And they all light. And then the oven, totally different. In order to light the oven, you have to actually get down here with a little butane lighter or a long match, and you turn the oven to pile it on, and you hold it in. And then you take your match, and way up under there, you're going to see a little stem down there. And you hold your match on that stem while holding that in, and then when it lights, you pull your match back, and you keep holding that in for about a minute or so. And once you let go of this, the stem should say lit. And then you turn it to the temperature you want it to be, and then it kind of lights and goes all the way across. It will not light instantaneously. You have to hold it and let the gas build up in the system. That's how these ovens work, okay? So if you try it and it doesn't light the first time, you need to hold this in a little bit longer and give it a minute or two, and then it'll light, okay? And that's how your oven works there. Also, you have a propane detector down here low. When that sniffs out propane, it should alarm, or if you smell spray air freshener or something to that effect, that may go off also. Then you have drawers and so forth there. Of course, you have your light over your stove here, and then that's your exhaust for the stove. We talked about that outside. We open it up. You want to run this so to pull out any of the fumes and smoke. And then, of course, you got your microwave, and it's pretty self-explanatory. Of course, you got heavy electricity to make this work. This does not work off the battery. Some people have asked me that. Got heavy electricity to work that. And then moving right along here, you got your refrigerator. This refrigerator runs off of propane and the battery, or electricity. So what happens is when you plug this electricity and you turn this on automatic, it automatically knows what to work. See, right now it's on automatic and you see it's lit up, so it's lit up at auto. If I unplug the electricity, then this is going to switch to gas or propane. It automatically does that. Now, one thing to keep in mind when you hear it runs off of propane, it runs off of propane and the battery. The battery makes the fans blow the cold air around to keep the refrigerator going. So if you got it on propane and you don't do anything to recharge the battery, you're going to lose your refrigerator when the battery dies from running those fans. So keep that in mind. That's how this thing works, okay? But just always leave it on automatic unless there's a reason not to, and then it automatically knows what to do, okay? Over here, you have your booth dinette. This converts into a sleeper. Basically, what you do is, I'm not going to totally take it apart, but you remove this cushion and the back cushion from both sides, and then you lift this table up, and you basically fold it up like a regular table, and it folds up, the legs fold under, and then once the legs are folded up under, this table is going to drop right down and fill in this square like a puzzle piece, and it's going to sit on this lip. And once you have this table flush in there, you lay all the cushions flat, and that makes into your bed. So, but basically, when you take the table out, you could just, when you're traveling, if you leave it down, just take the table and move it over there, and maybe put it under the bed, just so it won't get damaged. And another thing to remember is, if you're an adult, and this is made into the sleeper, you do not want to sit right in the middle of this to put your shoes on, put your socks on. You want to make sure you always sit over here, because this table will break if you sit an adult on that. You have to sit over here on this side. Kids may be okay, but just keep that in mind, just to not sit on it when it's in place like that, because it will break. Then of course you've got a lot of storage over here, and then up under here you've got a lot of switches for different things. You've got light switches under here, and then this main switch over here is for your patio awning. It brings the awning in and out, of course. Some tips on the awning: do not leave it open at night when you go to bed, because the wind could pick up or it could start raining. And do not leave it out in the rain, because some people say, well, we'll let it rain, we'll sit under the awning. Well, the wind will damage an awning. They're quite expensive, so just make sure you close it up whenever you're going to be gone for an extended period of time, or going to sleep, or in the rain, okay? And then of course you can see you've got your TV here, and you've got your remote controls right over here on this counter here. You have one for the TV, and then there's one for the stereo that's right underneath the TV here. Of course, if you have cable, bring your own coax cable, and you can plug it in there, maybe pick up cable TV. But otherwise, it's just going to pick up the local channels, maybe, depending on where you are. This is the thermostat for your furnace. Your AC is up high, and your furnace thermostat is right here. And you've got vents down in the floor for the heat, okay? As you can see, there's a vent down here for your furnace. Then you've got this bunk here, and it tells you what the weight capacity is, and it says 300 pounds is the max of this bunk over here, and it's posted right here. And then you have a switch over here to turn that light on, and then you have your other bunk under here as well. You can see that window is an emergency exit. You see the little red handle? If you lift that up and bring it to the center, that window will push out and open like so, and then you could crawl out of that window if you needed to in an emergency situation. Okay? Over here is your restroom, of course. So you come on in here, and you've got your tub shower combination, and then you got your toilet. In order to make the toilet work, there's two ways the toilet works. It works either from the water pump, and you're pumping water straight from your tank that you filled from the outside, and there's a pedal over here on this side of the toilet, and when you step on it a little bit, that puts water in the bowl. And you always want to put water in the bowl before you use the restroom anyway. And you step all the way, and that flushes it. We've provided you with 4 rolls of tissue and 2 bottles of chemicals, and they all come standard with that. So anyway, back to the toilet once again here. If you have the city water hose hooked up to the side, you're at the campground, you have a water hose hooked up, and then you step on this pedal, it's the same principle. You step on a little bit, and it puts water in the bowl. But the difference between the water pump and the city water connection, the water pressure is going to be much greater. So if you have this toilet seat up, and you have the city water connect, and you step on this, you are going to get a leg shower, because the water pressure is going to swoosh the water right out and all over your legs. So keep that in mind, guys. Remember to put the toilet seat back down before you flush it. So over here you have your monitor panel in here. And on your monitor panel it's got several different things. As you can see, the water pump is lit up. Then this other one here is the water heater switch. That turns on your water heater on propane. When you turn on, there's usually about a 20-30 second delay, and then it lights. And if you turn on this one over here, this one says electric, and you turn it on electricity. And then your hot water heater lights via your electricity because you're plugged up. That's how that works. Then you've got your panel over here, and this push button, it shows you the battery condition. You see your batteries are fully charged, fresh. That's the fresh water in your freshwater tank that you're carrying on board. It's full. Your black tank, that's the toilet, is empty, and your gray tank is empty. And as you start to fill these things up, of course, these lights will start going up, and they'll kind of give you an idea when you need to think about dumping your tanks. You have a GFI breaker in here, and then of course you have your sink and your hot and cold, and same thing just like anywhere else. Light switches over here, and then your shower and your shower hose there. Okay. All right. Also on your breaker box there, your breaker box. All RVs have a breaker box somewhere. So in this one, it happens to be right over here, and you push that, and that pops open your breaker box. These are all your breakers, and they're all labeled. And then these are all fuses over here. So basically you just look over here. If you trip a breaker, just walk over here and it'll be tripped, and it'll be very obvious like in your home, and just reset the breaker. Okay? That's pretty much it in here. Like I said, once again, we have lights in different places. You can just kind of work them like so. Talk about that. That's pretty much it in here. I think we've covered everything in here. So hope you enjoy your trip, and look at the video if you need to have some questions. Thank you.